G'day, Jim Hart here again. Why can't a borderline accept your love? Is it because they have an inability to process intimacy? Is it because they don't do intimacy? Well, people with BPD have a lost self. If they're untreated, unless they're treated, they have a lost self. So that's a hard place, coming from no known sense of self, unstable identity. It's a really rough place to sort of be able to be really emotionally intimate with anybody. So people with BPD can't accept your love because it is foreign to them. From their experience in childhood, 87% of people that go on to be diagnosed with BPD haven't had the emotional intimacy with a parent and haven't gotten through the early stages of childhood development. By the way, in therapy, they can really change that. They can get through all those stages, and they can do that at whatever age they are. If they go to therapy, changes everything. People with BPD can heal and recover. They don't, once people are healed and recovered from BPD, as I am for 30 plus years, I have been for 30 plus years, you don't split anymore because I'll get into what more about splitting in another video short. But I just wanted to say here, people with BPD can't accept your love. So the kinder you are and the more you love the untreated borderline, the worse things are going to go. But it's not because if you treated them worse, it would be better. Not at all. And the other aspect of this people need to realize, remember, or reflect upon some more is that it's that unconscious setup of the relationship when you meet the person with BPD, right? They want the love and they want a relationship. They want to love and be loved. More to the point, they really need to be loved, helped, and they confuse love with need. But they are not targeting you to set you up. Narcissists may do that. Not all narcissists do that, but narcissists may do that. But people with BPD aren't doing that, because they're just in this sort of naive place of the repetition compulsions, which are unconscious to them. They do not know what's going on for them in that regard emotionally with all their trauma unresolved from childhood. So they don't know how to take in kindness and love because they feel very unworthy. And because they have a tremendous shame wound and the abandonment trauma and the attachment trauma in infancy, that creates and really, moves people who later get diagnosed with BPD into the arrested emotional development. So this is why people with BPD can't accept or receive your love and really don't ever. They seek identity through you and they don't really see you. More to the point, they don't experience you for who you really are. You're trying to experience them in a way for who you think they really are, but they're not really who you think they are. So people with codependency and people with BPD coming together in these relationships for the first time, people with codependency can't know what's going to happen or what's what, right? Not your fault in that regard at all. But the thing is, it's an unconscious setup, and the person with BPD, unless they get significant treatment, cannot be emotionally intimate because they don't have a self from which to do it. And so it's not about you. It's not about anything that you didn't do or anything that you shouldn't have done or that you did too much of. It's not a reflection on your kindness, your caring, or even the reality that codependent love isn't the healthiest love in the world either, but it's healthier than people with BPD who don't have any, right? So people with BPD can't receive your love, your kindness, because it's foreign. And the other real reason behind that too, so they can't achieve any emotional intimacy with you, because unknown to them consciously, so in their unconscious mind, they're really looking for not just a mom or dad replacement, but that lost self in a way is seeking to find the actual parent. They're looking for actually what they want from the parent that wounded them so badly that they didn't get anything really or much of what they needed from them. And people with BPD aren't consciously aware of this, so you can become consciously aware of it when you get significant treatment. that what you've been asking, if you have BPD, of everyone else in your life, you really need to work in therapy about why you didn't get it, because this is the other reason why people with BPD don't accept or receive your love or your kindness, because they're looking for it in an unconscious way that they don't realize. They're looking for it from an actual parent. So you're there, sort of there, re-experiencing you as a substitute, object other representation of that parent, but they really want it from the parent that really hurt them. And this is something that people won't learn with BPD unless they go through significant treatment. And so that's a little insider tip for you. But the other thing is approach avoidance, conflict, the fear of abandonment, and the fear of engulfment. Unless somebody gets significant treatment with BPD, that can't change. That's one of the repetition compulsion cycles from the unconscious. So they can't accept, receive, or take in your loving kindness because of what happened to them and what didn't happen for them in early childhood and the trauma that they're still dealing with. And a lot of that is internal, and yes, it gets externalized, but you can't imagine what they're going through internally with that. And they don't know why they feel the way that they feel when they're feeling in touch with that pain or the anxiety or the terror of it all. And then, yeah, that does get externalized out. But so people with BPD are never going to reach a moment where they take in your love or you're just about to love them and then they're just going to dump you for that. That's not what happens at all. You know, it's the approach avoidance conflict. It's just the stress that they are caused by it's internal. But they think it's you, but it's not you. It's internal. So it's not a reflection on you that the person with BPD, you know, splits you to a devaluation. It could be final, it could be ghosting, could be on, off, whatever the case. But unless they receive significant treatment, that's a lot of treatment, or beyond, or get to healing and recovery. Because, you know, people with BPD can heal and recover. There's no need to sit around and wait for psychiatry's, quote, cure, unquote. But if that's all you Google, you know, psychiatry, American Psychiatric Association, mumbo jumbos and stuff, then yeah, that's what it says out there. People with BPD can't be, quote, cured. Oh, but they can remit and they can suddenly age out of it, they say, which is crazy. So anyway, they need to get into therapy. They can do much changing, much healing. They can totally recover. But the person in your life is not on that trajectory. Because what I believe, most clients I work with and have been doing so now for 31 years, and I'm out here to work with you if I resonate with you, you're not with the borderlines that are getting treatment. You're not with the ones significantly treated, because there comes a time when people have had a lot of therapy from therapy for BPD, where they may not quite be healed or recovered yet, or they may just get to healed and recovered. You'll meet them, you won't even know that they had BPD. So they can't receive or accept or take in your love and kindness, and it's no reflection upon you. It's all what's going on for them in the re-experiencing and triggered emotional dysregulation of their unresolved childhood trauma.